Hey everybody, my favorite time of the year is back. College football.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Barbecue Right. Man, I'm so excited for this episode. I'm excited for all of them, but I'm really excited for this. And I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. But first of all, hey, all you newcomers, welcome. All you old timers, welcome. I want to welcome everybody to the show. So first I'd like to tell you, if you like what you see on this show, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and like and share the content. I'd like to ask you to ding the bell, and after you ding the bell, click all. Now what that's going to do, every time we upload some content to YouTube or to YouTube Shorts, you'll get notified so you won't miss anything whatsoever. Now listen, we're also on social media. Obviously we're on Facebook at Barbecue Riot. We're also on YouTube and YouTube Shorts, and we're also on Instagram and TikTok. So I tell you what, I'm going to tell you how we start our show off for all the new folks. We start out with Joey Lilly smoking top 5 picks, then we do the game of the week. So here's our smoking top 5. Coming in at number 5, we got the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 4 this week, Cincinnati Bearcats. Coming in at number 3, the Georgia Bulldogs. Coming in at number 2 this week, the Ohio State Buckeyes. And who's our number 1 team this week in the land? The LSU Tigers, the Bayou Bengals. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. So who's our game of the week? Here's the game of the week. We got the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Bayou Bengals of LSU. This guy, let me tell you who I'm picking. You probably already know who I'm picking because I'm donning the purple and I got my flag hanging up behind me. This guy's going LSU Tigers all the way. So let me tell you why this is the game of the week. About 3 years ago, Sherry and I, we were fortunate enough, Sherry bought us some tickets to go watch the LSU Tigers and the Alabama Crimson Tide down in the Bayou. Now it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but man, I had the time of my life. That was my bucket game list forever. 103 plus thousand screaming fans all over the place, tens of thousands outside, partying like you wouldn't believe. Atmosphere just unbelievable. Outside of Baton Rouge, in a little town called Port Allen, is a place where we ate. We asked several locals, hey, where do you eat around here? And everybody said, go to Cou-yon's. So Cou-yon's, if y'all are out there listening, got a little episode here for you what I'm going to do. Cou-yon sells this humongous baked potato down there. Now I don't know where they get this potato because I can't find a potato that big nowhere in West Virginia. So I got the biggest one I could possibly find. They take a baked potato, alright, they fill this thing full of butter, sour cream, cheese, chives, and they top it with some Cajun shrimp. And I'm going to tell you one thing, man, this thing is a meal. I dig it like you wouldn't believe. So that's what I'm doing on this episode. I'm doing my version, which will be pretty much the same thing of the Cou-yon's baked potato. So I tell you what, man, I'm going to shut my mouth because I am so stoked into getting into this, doing it for everybody. Giddy up. Go Bayou Bengals. So before we get started, you may notice we're inside. And there's a reason for that. The weather here in southern West Virginia has become quite, let's just say, putrid. Windy, rainy, and cold, and that is impossible to film in. So we're inside, so I would graciously like to say, welcome inside the Lilly home. Thank you for joining us. So here we go on our potato. So, I'm going to give you some tips on cooking a baked potato. I know everybody says, dude, I know how to cook a baked potato. I'm going to show you some tips. This thing's going to turn out right, okay? First of all, you need some potatoes, all right? We've got 3 big potatoes. Second of all, you want to cook them on a wire rack, okay? Do not put them flat on a pan. If you put them flat on a pan, then the bottom will get hard and it's not going to cook properly. You need the air circulating all around these potatoes and give them proper spacing. You're also going to want to poke holes in them. Now, I'm not saying go stupid with this thing where it falls apart. Poke holes in the top and in the bottom. The reason is because you don't want this thing exploding, okay? It gives some escapage for air and things of that nature. Okay. Oh, also wash your potato really well and dry it very well. That's one key to a good baked potato. It's got to be extremely dry. Okay, now foil. Okay, a lot of people like to wrap them in foil. Throw the foil out the door. Don't use foil on a baked potato. Foil creates moisture, and that's going to get on the jacket of your potato, and it's not going to help your skin to crisp up and to get right. Okay. Oil. No, do not put oil on it either. A lot of people say, dude, I got to have some bacon fat or something on the outside of this. We're going to do that, but we're going to do it at the end. Oil on the outside equals liquid. You don't want any liquid. Okay? The heat of this thing, low and slow. Anywhere from 200, that may be a little low, but 225 to 250. We're going to do ours about 250 today. You got to give it time. It's going to take at least a couple hours. The sweet spot for a baked potato is around 204 to 212, okay? I'm going to cook ours to about 205 or 206. Then I'm going to take bacon grease from some bacon that I'm going to be cooking. Then we're going to cover our baked potato and we're going to hit it with some kosher salt and pepper. Then we're going to put it back on the smoker for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to pull it out. Okay, now the thing about a potato that's different than meat, say like steak. When you cook a steak, you want to pull it off, tin it, and let it rest for about 10 minutes. Not a baked potato. As soon as that baked potato gets done, you pull that rascal out, you go ahead and cut into it, fluff it up, and you put it together. The reason is, it is full of heat, and you want all the steam, which is moisture, to escape the potato, because if not, the longer it sits, it's going to get a little bit watery. And water and potatoes don't mix. Alright? So those are some helpful tips on helping you create the world's best baked potato. So I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and do all that stuff, and then we're going to head outside to the smoker.
Alright, we're outside, it's ready to go. It took about 10-15 minutes for it to get where we needed it to. Let's go ahead and put these rascals on. Just notice we have good spacing of the potato. Another good reason for the rack is, obviously, give you something to hold on to. You won't play hot potato when they're done. Now, I'm not going to probe these. I will come tempt them periodically, but I'm really not looking them to get done in under 2 hours.
Now that we got the potatoes going, let's chop up some red onions, some jalapenos, and some chives. Let's slice about 8 ounces of bacon for this. So now that we have our 8 ounces of bacon diced up, let's throw it in a pan medium heat. Just stir it all about, work it up till it gets done. So then we drained our bacon, and then we put our bacon on some paper towel to dry.
Let me show you how we're going to roll with this shrimp. Alright, so we got quite a bit going on here. The first, we have our shrimp. We got 12 ounces of large shrimp. I think it's 26-30 count. Alright, you're going to want to hit it with an egg wash. We have 4 eggs that I have beaten with a fork. You have flour, okay? You have your all-purpose flour here. You're going to want to season it up. Alright, I'm using Slap Your Mama, which I recommend, but on the other hand, I don't recommend slapping your mama. And of course, we use an old-time favorite, Old Bay. So I'll tell you what, just throw it up in there, man. I really like both of these rascals. Now, the people from Louisiana, they may agree with this or may not agree with it. I know they have plenty of their own stuff down there, and it is very good. I'm not sure what Cou-yon used. It was a few years ago, 3 years ago, and like I say, man, it was really good stuff, but I don't know exactly the seasoning that they used to deep fry their shrimp. So let's give it a smell test. All right, I can smell the seasoning. So it's good. So what you want to do, you're going to want to take your shrimp. You're going to want to give it a little egg bath. This is just pure straight up egg. All right. Let's take this rascal, then transfer it over to the flour. Coat him really good. You want to use a fork, go in with your hands. Whatever you want to do is fine. Do not put it straight on the basket because it may have a tendency to stick. So put your basket down in your oil. I'm actually going to go in with my hand. It's a little easier. And just drop it in there. Just like I said earlier, it's easier to work in batches. All right, so I've got a few in here already. Just give it a little quick egg bath. Put everything in there. Get to turn it all about. Coat everything up really well. You know, you can do a few of these at a time. I wouldn't go crazy with it. You know, I would do probably 5 or 6 at a time. Everything's
Coat it really well. Now just go in there with your hand. Your hand is actually easier. And just scoop them out. And let's get frying. Now I've got my oil around 350. So it's gonna be good to go. Like I say, you know, shrimp have its own little thermometer, plus they'll float as well. So when this stuff starts floating, it's ready to go ahead and get them out. So I don't remember exactly how many I put in. I think I put in about 6 or 7. Try not to overfill your basket, obviously. So that's pretty good right there. Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, those puppies look good. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to let them hang out right here for just a minute. I'm getting ready to finish these shrimp. Then we'll check on our potatoes.
Alright, these babies are in a sweet spot. Let's see what they look like. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you look real close, you can see how those jackets are really dry. You see where I've temped them. There's a little bit of water coming out of there, but the jacket itself is dry. So let's take these inside. Let's hit it with some bacon grease, some salt and pepper. Let's get them back out here for 10 minutes.
Let's go ahead and put a little bit of bacon grease on these potatoes. Got this good reserved bacon grease. We're going to coat this rascal. We're going to cut it all up, man. Oh, hello. Man, all I can say is this. Riot going to give it to you. Man, I'll tell you one thing, dude. I can't even begin to explain how excited I am about this. It's going to be some good stuff. So I'll tell you what, man. Let me show you how we're going to hit this up. Then I'll finish the other two. Like I say, man, we got our bacon grease all right there. We're going to hit this with some kosher, both sides. That's what I'm talking about, man. It's going to give us a little crunch. Keep on doing it up here. Yeah, let's rotate, let's get a little bit of sides there. Woo, got a little bit more right there. Yeah. Yes, sir. Let's hit it with a little bit of cracked pepper. That's what I'm talking, baby. Yeah, buddy. Man, that tater right there, it feels so good because it's laying up against it. Like I say, once we get done here, they're going back for about another 10 minutes. Dude, then we're going to part it down.
All right, it's been about 12 minutes. Let's go in and get them. Oh, yeah. Hello. Hello, Bayou. Tell you what, let's go get these rascals inside the house. Let's dress them.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have all waited too long. Let's dress this rascal. Let's have at it. Let's take a knife. Let's get down through there. Oh, man, this is cutting so nice. Ooh, Nelly. Yes, sir. All right, so let's take some butter. We're going to flop that rascal down in there. You know what? Dude, I'm not saying I can't use 2. We're going to do a dollop. Well, you're a daisy if you do. So that's what I'm going to do. It's my silverware. I live here. I double dip all I want. Let's hit this rascal with some mild cheddar cheese. Now let's get it with some jalapenos. We'll throw, I don't know, man. We'll throw all of them on here if we got to. We'll throw about 6 on here. All right, tell you what, we're going to throw 6 and a half. That was a half right there. Some red peppers on there. Peppers, that's an onion. Man, I'm so fired up I can't even talk right. That's what I'm talking about. They're going crazy in the bayou right about now. Oh boy. Oh boy. Bam! Take it home. It's like a free safety crushing that wide out, man. That's what I'm talking about. You tell them, Stingley. Just throw a little chives on here. Baby, we throwing some of that deep fried shrimp on here. Ooh, yes. Come on, Cou-yons, where you at now? That's what I'm talking about. Cou-yons watching this video. Cou-yons knows all about it. Now I tell you, man, when I got this from Cou-yons, if I'm not mistaken, they had at least 6 shrimp on there, maybe 8. Our potato's not big enough, so we just did 4. Man, talk to me, dog. You tell me that's not something special right there. That's what I'm talking about. Only thing I know to do, man, tell you what, let's get everything out of the way, because I'm going to have some room. This guy is going in. Dude, first thing I got to do, I got to kill one of these shrimp. Yeah, buddy. Dude, that's like an inside linebacker.
crushing the running back. That's what I'm talking about. All right, boys. Let's go ahead and put the tater. This has got like a little bit of everything on it. Go. I'm sorry. This potato is ridiculous. It is ridiculously good. This thing's got like 9 things on it, and you can taste every bit of it, man. You can taste the butter, the sour cream, the pepper, the bacon. Obviously the shrimp wasn't in that bite. Dude, you taste all of it. I just got a little bit hint of chive. This was delicious. That's what I'm talking about. LSU's on a roll. Hey, you know what? Down in the South, we all share. So I tell you what, I've got 2 more. You know what? We will share some of this with Alabama. I tell you what, something else we're going to share with Alabama. A butt kicking. That's what I'm talking about. So anyway, hey, listen, man. I had a great time making this. This was very fun. This is delicious. It really is. Try this. Try all the steps. Make this for yourself, man. It's delicious. Brought back great memories going down there. Bayou Bengals. Just wonderful people. So listen, thank y'all for everything you do. Keep on tuning in. Giddy up.